Promoting yourself is a very tricky area, and find out how to pull it off in today's show. Welcome back to Year 6 of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which we release every Monday. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, master trainer, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Zaigyo is the translation of Japan Sales Mastery. My latest book is Stop Wasting Money on Training. And the Japanese translation is Training de okane o muru ni suru wa yamemashou. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? We are here to win in business in Japan. Let's all be at the forefront, the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 283. Self-promotion. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. I'm infamous in Tokyo. I always ask the first question of the speaker at an event. Oh, Greg, you always ask the first question, people say, as if it was a bad thing. They don't get it. In my case, I've found that having an interesting question is one thing, but having the chance to get it answered is another. In the past, I would be there with my hand dangling in the air to ask a question, and the organizer would suddenly say, "We've no more time for further questions. Please join me in thanking our speaker." That was most annoying. I decided going first was a known thing, whereas who will be last was not. So to improve my odds, I decided I would try to go first. Later, I found there was another good reason for doing it. I attend a lot of presentations as part of my networking activities here in Japan, and you see what works and what doesn't over time. Before you start your question, the organizers always request you state your name and affiliation. Now, I say my name and my company name slowly, precisely, and clearly. So what? Well, reflect on your own experience. I think you will find that 99.9% of questioners you hear at events just rapidly mumble their own name and their company's name. No one can understand the content of what they have just said, let alone remember who they were. Now, how about when it is your turn? Can people easily catch your name in that same situation, or are you from company? I'm guessing the latter. As one way to promote myself and my business, I decided that there was an opening in the market here for considered self-promotion, for a good cause though. I decided I want to have the names Greg Story and Dale Carnegie Training penetrating the minds of all those in the audience at the event as a form of subtle advertising. I can't always be the speaker and lift my profile that way, but I can be a questioner at other people's events, and there are a lot more of those available to me. Everyone understands the importance of the mantra, know, like, trust, in order to grow your business. The know part can cost a lot of money to cement in the minds of the potential clients. Being top of mind is what we all want in business, so that they call us first if they need something. We all spend huge amounts of effort and money trying to achieve that. We are hosting responsive websites, buying AdWords, doing retargeting, posting content on social media, advertising, and trying to bolster our SEO. Why? We want to be top of mind for when the buyer is looking for our solution. At events, we have a golden opportunity to position ourselves as top of mind for no additional cost to the price of the ticket. All we have to do is raise our hand. Human psychology being what it is, most people are hesitant to go first in front of others. So we can usually get to ask the first question. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to become a fully competent and confident presenter, then do the High Impact Presentations course. We are all being judged when we speak, be it in the internal team meeting or in a public environment, be it the big bosses, clients, or an industry audience. Everyone is evaluating us. Don't blow it. Get the best training on the planet. Do the High Impact Presentations course now in either Japanese or English. Speaking in public means our personal and professional brands are on show. Let's make it a total success. Japan Presentations Mastery is the Bible for presenting in Japan. This is the most comprehensive collection of experience and insight on presenting that you will ever need. Don't work it out by trial and error. Buy Japan Presentations Mastery and learn how to be confident, clear and persuasive. Buy Japan Presentations Mastery now. Welcome back. The other thing people say to me is, Greg, that was a really good question. As if that were a random accident. Folks, this is my personal brand out there. So the question has to be a really, really good one. While the event is underway, I'm thinking about the question I want to ask and how I will ask it. It is being silently distilled in my mind during the proceeding so that when I get up to speak, it sounds fluent and smart as I can possibly make it. I want to impress. We all know in advance who the speaker is, who they're going to be, so it doesn't take a lot of research on them to be able to ask a more pointed question than what is usually emerging from the hoi polloi. For example, at this point, a few years ago, the president of All Nippon Airways, ANA, was a speaker at an American Chamber event in Tokyo. As usual, I had the first question. I made the comment about how poorly people's mistakes are handled by management in Japan, and how this is an inhibitor to the messy process of innovation. I asked about the culture of dealing with mistakes at ANA. I then specifically noted that when he was head of sales at ANA, his idea of providing first-class passengers with individually ordered meals had become a big problem. The service had to be stopped, yet he made it to become president. So, ANA must have a good way of encouraging innovation without punishing people for mistakes in the process. Could he tell us about that? You could have heard a pin drop in the room after I laid that little baby out. By the way, he was delighted with the question because he could brag about how great the culture at ANA was, etc., etc. People came up to me later saying they were amazed by my question. Now, all of this was readily available public information. They could all have asked the same question if they had spent a few minutes searching out the background of the speaker. I relate this little episode just to demonstrate how you can enhance your personal brand by approaching mundane things like the Q&A from a fresh angle. It does take guts, though, to be the first questioner and to put yourself out there in front of everyone. If your question is not so good or not so well articulated, then that doesn't add to your personal brand status and possibly drops it down quite a few notches. You also have a thick hide because some people will take umbrage with you for having the gall to always ask the first question. Jealousy is a curse. I usually find a strong correlation here with one aspect of these types of jealous people. They usually have zero personal brand power. I always thinking to myself, it's a free country. If you want to ask the first question, knock yourself out. The point is, there is always a vacuum when the master of ceremony calls for questions. The majority of people are shy to put themselves forward in front of a big crowd of their peers. If you have the guts, seize the day, seize the moment. And you don't have to always ask the first question. I do it because I want to promote my company. I want to have Dale Carnegie Training Japan top of mind relative to my competitors. Ironically, if for some reason I don't ask any questions, people will complain to me after the event. What happened? You didn't ask any questions today. I always like your questions. So you can't win either way. You may as well go for it. Action steps. 1, ask your question, be it first or otherwise. But first, state your name and company name slowly and clearly. Make it an intelligent question that will reflect well on your brand. Do some simple research on the speaker before the event. Ignore critics because they're stupid and the smart people will get it. Number 5, never apologize for doing your best for promoting your business. Number 6, by the way, don't expect a good answer to your excellent question. That rarely ever happens. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and so please subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Hit the little bell icon to receive update notifications. Our website details are on screen now, www.dale-carnegie.cojp. It's packed with value, so certainly check it out. We try to offer as much value as possible, so you might also enjoy our other shows. In fact, we are releasing content 6 days a week. For podcast, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday for the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday for the Business Pro Podcast Show, Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays for Japan's top business interviews. Now you get these wherever you get your podcast. Also, every Monday we release the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Television Show, and every Friday the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, every Saturday we're releasing Japan's top business interviews. These are all on YouTube. We appreciate your support, and please let others know about it so they can benefit too. We want to make a contribution to helping people build their careers and businesses, and so please join with us in that endeavor. In episode 284, we were talking about failing salespeople. So yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you. I've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.